Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 84 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And I am beyond excited to share our service hero of today. She's a woman that I've gotten to know a bit, and I actually met her because of what her big mission, one of her big missions is in this world, and that is to make people smile. I want you to meet my dear friend, Andrea Adams Miller. Andrea, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Tamara Hunter. Isn't she absolutely beautiful? And that's why she had me on, because she said, wow, I want somebody who makes me look even cuter. So I'm going to invite Andrea on because she makes me look super cute.
She's starting it already, guys. This woman has such a personality that I mean, wait until you see some of the pictures that I pulled. Oh my golly.
This will be fun.
This is going to be fun. Now, the very first time that I think I officially met you, I think we figured out I had probably seen you before this, but when I first officially met you,
actually, that's what I found out.
Pardon? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. That explains it right there. I love it. Okay, we were in Reno, and we were on this amazing boat. And the story goes is that I am allergic to the sun, and I didn't know if I could get on the boat and be able to play with you guys. And a few of you guys were so generous because I had to keep moving from one side to another because it was a catamaran with a sail, and the sail actually protected me. But you and AJ and Ken, all of you were so generous and spending time with me. And I just, from that point on, it was like, okay, you're my friends. And
you really felt obligated to be like trees to block the sun for you.
Oh, well, I had to bring this up because it's like, okay, you could have just worn that hat.
That's funny. That's actually that David Farrow is a friend of ours. He's actually gotten numerous Guinness Book World Record things for memory. He memorizes like sequences of cards and people's names, and that was that secret knock about maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. So that's a great picture. Thank you.
Oh, that was. I mean, when you were saying about the tree, and then I'm thinking, oh no, you just wear the hat.
Oh, you can't. I got to do it smaller.
Oh yeah, like a Egyptian. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. Now, I mean, this woman sings too, guys, and so I mean, if she starts, breaking out in a song, just be aware, because you never know what's going to happen when Andrea's in the house. Now, I want to talk about why it is that I really am highlighting you, and you are a part of, or you have the Smile movement. You're part of the Smile movement. Can you tell us what the Smile movement is all about? Because some of us know, but not everybody, but everybody needs to.
Well, it's very dear to my heart. I will let you know, as a child, I always knew that someday I would want to do something with smiles, because I had an aunt who was only 3 years older, and she would hold her hand over her mouth like this because she wanted to hide her smile because she had crooked teeth. And it really broke my heart. So I knew someday I wanted to do something with that. So when I met Ken Rashawn 3 or 4 years ago, Ken was a photographer, and he would carry around these cards. Oh, wait, I had to make sure I have one in English here. He would carry around these cards that said, keep smiling, and have people pose with them and smile. And we now have cards in 24 different languages. So some of these.
Here, let me hide the name, and so we can see them. Okay, there we go.
Oh, do we need to go back? All right, so.
Yeah, some of them are upside down. Okay.
So here's one. They might be upside down, and when I show them to you, they might be backwards. I'm not sure if they're mirror
They're not backwards.
images.
Some are upside down though, but that's okay.
Well, turn that frown upside down.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. If by chance,
Of course, I'm showing them like in a goofy way. My hands blocking them, but they're in 24 different languages. And
wow.
when I met Ken and found out the story behind them, and found out that there was this man who's originally the founder of, by the way, it's the keepsmilingmovement.com, thekeepsmilingmovement.com, and on Facebook it's Keep Smiling Movement. And Barry Shore is the original founder, and Barry Shore was this gentleman. Now I'm repeating this story like third hand, so I might have it not exactly perfect, but just go ahead and go with it.
Okay, we're gonna go with it. Okay,
let's go with it. So Barry Shore is an absolutely beautiful, funny man. I'll show you a picture of him in one of the books. Oh, this is a black and white picture of him. There's Barry in black and white. I'll see if I can find one color. Oh,
yeah. There he is. Okay. All right.
So Barry Shore is an older Jewish gentleman who has a disorder, an autoimmune disorder called, and I always pronounce the name wrong. It's like Guillain-Barré or Guillain-Barré syndrome. And it affects your nervous system. So sometimes some people their bodies are attacked where they can't like walk or move. And from the story that I recall, Barry at one point became a paraplegic and was hospitalized. And his rabbi gave him a card that had the word smile on it. And Barry, although he was depressed and sad, and he was normally a very happy guy, was like, wow, how can I make an effect in the world to change people's lives without being able to smile, without being able to walk. And that smile card kind of like played to his heart. And he realized that when the doctors and the nurses were in his room, you can imagine what happens when you, Tamara, walk into somebody's room and they're smiling.
Oh, yeah. You can't, it changes everything. It just really, the energy of that smile.
Right.
Yeah.
So he realized that it did. And he actually started becoming more happy and very positive about his prognosis and overcame his disorder. He's ambulatory now. He swims in the ocean like 2 miles, like 5 or 6, 7 days a week. And he carries this huge, big walking stick. And he actually tells this crazy story that's so fun about his mom said that he's actually reincarnated Johnny Appleseed. But instead of planting trees, he plants smiles.
Oh, I love it.
So, I never asked him. I wonder if that means when our teeth fall out, we're actually planting smiles.
Oh, that's good. Boom.
And you're never fully dressed without a smile. Okay. So, when Ken met Barry, Ken fell in love with Barry's charm. He's very gregarious. He sends I get these messages every day on Facebook. Actually, oh my gosh, we should totally play one. That would be so funny. He would love it.
Okay, and these messages are from Barry or Ken?
From Barry. So you'll hear Barry's booming voice. It's so funny. I'll see if I can't get it on speakerphone.
Okay.
Good morning. Beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings and good-looking people. And remember, you're good-looking because you're always looking for and finding the good. Labels.
So then he'll go into a story every day. So he's always like, hello, beautiful, bountiful, glorious, beautiful people, because you are beautiful, And so I don't know if you can hear him. So that was my recreation. And almost every day I get some kind of a message from him that's very boisterous and loud. And this one's about labels and how people label each other, self-care, love, thinking about, the moments, the beautiful bounty of the day, whatever. Super great guy with great messages. And he started this foundation. Well, when Ken Rochon met him, Ken being a photographer, he's a social proof celebrity event photographer, then took pictures of these. And then Ken owns a publishing company. I do as well, but Ken does the publishing for the Keep Smiling books. And he knew that if he took these Keep Smiling cards with people, that wouldn't it be fun to just honor people by putting them in books? So Ken started doing that. Originally, the books were just called like a legacy. I don't even know if I have an original legacy in front of me right now. And he started with those. Oh, here's one. This one's a legacy 2.0. So that one was after the fact. So can you see that?
Yeah, can see it. Yeah. Yes.
And this for that one, we had a co-sponsor. Her name is Emily Latran. And oh, there he is. And that's Ken there. And that's
oh yeah, I know. Okay, I know her. Yes,
oh, yeah.
I've met her. Yes.
She's actually a refugee from another country. She has this beautiful, amazing story herself. So she's a great hero. And so Ken, she became a. Oh yeah, there's a picture of Ken and I.
So, I have a couple of them. Okay, yeah. So keep going. Yes.
Oh, those are fun. So one of them we're at Secret Knock. The next one we're at a Bug-Free Mind Mastermind. It's the top 100 internet marketers. And I was there to be as far as the management, to bring in people that were like the video and photography people. And I had brought Ken in because I met him on the Internet Marketers Cruise, which I'm sure you have pictures somewhere. So Ken has people co-sponsor these books. And then, oh, here's a color picture of Barry. This one's fun. He's with a goat.
A goat, of course.
And it keeps going.
And you're putting it back up. Okay, now, oh, there we go. Oh, that's great. Yes. Okay.
So Ken started creating these books. Emily was the first one to co-sponsor a book that I'm aware of. And then so there's a chapter about her. And then it features a whole bunch of different influencers, movers and shakers, entrepreneurs, really great people. Well, then over the last 3.5 years, 4 years, Ken started creating more books, and I started helping him take pictures of people. I would say 98% of the pictures are taken by Ken. I do the other 2%. One of my favorite pictures is that I flew to Bangkok to meet Neil Patel and took his picture. So I was super excited about that one. And so then all these amazing people are in these books. So I'm going to flip through this one. It's going to be hard. Maybe I'll just automatically flip to some. Okay. Here's John Assaraf.
Okay.
He owns Nero Gym. Super nice guy. A lot of people know him. This is Clarissa Burt. She was a famous Italian supermodel. And she's really funny. We have a picture of her like going with the keep smiling. And I mean, how amazing to be a supermodel and to be a big dork. I mean,
awesome. I love it. Yeah, I actually love her. Yes.
Oh yeah, Jack Canfield, Success Principles, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And as you start flipping through these, there's just so many amazing people in them, from people all over the world. Oh, here's Lisa Gibbons. Do you remember her from E Entertainment? Yeah. So just so many. Oh, here, Kevin Harrington. From Shark Tank. He was one of the originals.
Okay. Yes.
Actually, we'll tell you a little bit maybe more about my businesses later, but I just talked to somebody today about doing sponsorship for them who at some point in their life is going to be on Shark Tank. So, and that's all I can say. And that's extremely good. This is Quincy Jones.
Oh yeah, I can tell even through all the digital kind of remake here.
Yeah, remake. And then look who this is, another guy from Shark Tank.
Right.
So owned FUBU and all that, or still does. So cool people. And then we have Ken was super excited about this one. This guy, Ken, has always wanted his picture. He used to work for the Baltimore Ravens as an NFL player, play for him. And Ken, he lives in Ken's backyard basically. And it took us being at City Gala in LA for him to be able to get his picture, which was hysterical. And by the way, that's Ray Lewis.
And that happens, doesn't it? And you travel all over the place, don't you?
Ken and I both travel extensively. We do travel. We do end up at the same places a lot. We also go to separate events as well. So even I'm his publicist, and then I'm the publicist for the Keep Smiling movement. So the Keep Smiling movement is a nonprofit, so that's all volunteer. We do everything to volunteer. Elle McPherson.
Oh wow! Yeah,
beautiful wonderful woman, an absolute doll. This was the one I was super excited with Neil Patel.
Wow.
If you look at his internet marketing stuff, unbelievable, awesome. And then there's one picture I
books up there. Yeah, pardon?
There's one more picture I'll show too. Frank Shankwitz, the original founder of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Love him. Love. Yes.
His movie Wishman is done now and looking for distribution, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, there's so many more. Paul Sorvino, Hiram Smith, who was the original Franklin Covey founder. I mean, just unbelievably amazing people. George Takei from Star Wars. Ooh, Star Trek. I just said that totally wrong.
That's okay.
And then the last one I'll show.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, John Travolta.
Ooh, staying alive. I mean, it's just, and then the person counter to him is Brian Tracy. Now that's in our influencer book. And I say I mean, technically this is Ken's stuff, but when I started volunteering, I became very motherly towards this movement. It's very, very important to me. So I say our because I'm very committed. I do a lot of the editing. I help write the smile quotes. I help organize and figure out who the people are, but Ken does do a majority of the books and majority of the pictures. Again, I want to give him full credit where credit is due. I say ours because I love it and I've become mommy to it. So,
and you have every right to do that, because I know that when I met you in Reno, and of course we were on the boat, but then there was an event, and you guys were the photographers, and then you were doing all the pictures also with this, keep smiling cards. And it was just fascinating to watch you guys, because the way that you work, it's so efficient. You take the pictures and then you go back and you start editing them right there, right? I mean, you guys were right back there. I mean, so down to get it done. And that impressed me so much, because you don't usually see that. And so then that way you had time to actually get to know everybody also, because it wasn't a matter of, I've got to go now.
Ken does a majority of the photos. I'm the backup person. So like if he's speaking on stage, I take pictures. If he's exhausted from staying up all night editing pictures, he might go to take a rest or a nap or to call his son and wife. And then I hop on the cameras to take the pictures to fill in. Or if he's on like a radio show or has something, I jump in to do that. And that allows me to be the publicist to then really get to know everybody and connect with them. And there I am taking pictures. And
I had to get a picture of you taking pictures.
I think I'm on the marketers cruise there. That's before I had my red camera covering.
You got the coolest camera. And then I had to capture this one, because, it's just like every single picture that I was looking at was just fun. It's like you have an ability to create a situation with fun. And it can even be, some topics can definitely be tough at times even, and yet you have a way of just being able to, here I'm talking about cancer, and then you have a way to just make me start giggling, and it was just like, and you just have that ability. You go in, we were at the woman's mastermind in Los Angeles, and what did you do? You get up in the middle and start singing a song, and you had the whole house rocking, and that is a unique skill, because you have the heart to go out there and serve with the smile movement, and then you have the talent and the wittiness to be able to do it with a smile, a laugh, some entertainment, and then you bring in the heart, and it's like, okay. I just adore this woman, because you know how to get a really great mix. Okay, I have to bring this picture up. Tell us the story.
Well, I actually have met Gene 4 times. Gene is very funny. So, trying to remember the first time I met him. The first time I met him, I believe, at a pinball show. Um, yeah. Uh, my husband owns a pinball and video game business called Skillshot Games. And we were there, and there's a KISS pinball machine made by Stern. And Gene was there to help promo it, and I got to meet him. And later, I had an opportunity to be on Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, which a lot of people are like, but I'm like, no, I was at a business party that he came to, and he came around and he was talking to people. Actually, I'll go ahead and tell the story. It's a crazy, funny story. And so I'm going to do what he did. Okay. So,
okay, wait. Let me bring that down so that we can get a better view of you. Okay, go for it.
So this is Gene. He comes up to me and he like swanters up to me, and I'm standing with my 2 children who were like, maybe like 7 or 8 at the time. And he goes, licks his lips. Okay. And all I could think, and I used to love Gene Simmons. I mean, I loved KISS. I actually have a single album by Gene. That's how much I loved Gene's costume. I loved his antics. I adored him. I thought he was awesome. So I have an album of him individually. I still have it. But when he came up to me licking his lips, the only thing crossing my mind was, oh my gosh, please don't kiss me. Please don't kiss me. Oh, please don't even try to kiss me. Please don't try to kiss me. All I could think of is, I don't even want to think about where that tongue has been, and I don't want it anywhere near my mouth. I mean, I was like, I was totally gagging because I had seen him come in with these models, and he was like making out, kissing people. And I was like, please don't kiss me. Please don't make at any point think that I want to kiss you, because this is not happening. And so he's like, and he looks at me like this. He goes, looks me, stops at my hip and groin area, goes, goes to my breast area and goes, and looks back at my face, looks at both of my children, and then says, obviously the fruit of your loins. What do you say to that? Like, I own the Red Carpet Connection, which is a publicity and talent agency, publishing company, but I also have for 30 years owned a dating and relationship business, originally called The Sexuality Tutor. And then I changed my name to Ignite Your Relationships, so that, because I was doing corporate talks on relationships as well. So mind you, I used to work in law enforcement as well. So there's like nothing you can do to usually startle me into shock and a grin, or shock and awe, or whatever that is.
Right.
But when somebody tells me that my children are obviously the fruit of my loins in front of them, I didn't know what to say. I go, thank you.
You were speechless, huh?
Part that played on the show. Really, I'm on for like this long, and I go, thank you. I didn't even know that I was on until one of the gentlemen that I used to work with on the police force. He is also he happened to be watching television late at night, and he was in the other room, and he hears, thank you. And he's like, that is Andrea. I would recognize that voice anywhere. And he runs in and he like rewinds his TiVo or whatever it was at the time. Immediately calls me in the middle of the night and says, what in the hell? You're on Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. How do I not know this? And then I met Gene again at a city, at the Playboy Mansion once, and then another event at City Gala, and then at the Playboy Mansion, and then, or maybe that was the same one, I can't remember. And then I met him again at another event. And by the time, the 4th time I met him, he would tease me. He goes, oh, I remember you. Oh, you always talk. And no matter, I would go, well, Gene, and he'd go, it was hysterical.
So who's your favorite friend?
He's a dork, and I loved him. And it was funny because the one time his son was with him, and his son's looking at me weird, and I said, you've met me before, you know me. I was actually on your dad's show a long time ago, and I said, so you've been around me. And he's like, oh, okay, because couldn't figure out why I looked slightly familiar. So
one of the friends. All right. Yeah. Now this one got me. Tell us about that. Where were you and what were you doing?
Okay, so that was a really awesome trip. So I have a client who met me and hired me to be a publicist for a food safety person. So I was on a food safety job or whatever originally before this picture. And then when she learned about me and my other business, she asked me to be a spokesperson for a membership site that is getting ready to be released in the next couple weeks, months, called The Sensuous Romantic. And it's about how to live your whole life, mind, body, spirit, religion, job, family, entertainment, friendship, everything with a more sensuous attitude, and not sensuous sexuality wise, although that'll be a component as well.
Hello.
Mind, body,
Well,
spirit.
it seems that she is for a moment. We will, I'm sure, have her back here in just a few minutes. She's got the link. She'll show up. But in the meantime, let's just talk about what it is that I have taken away from meeting Andrea, and that is Ann Ken with the Smiles Movement. There she is. And I'm going to bring her back on. But what it was is that here we go. I was just saying, you know, what it was that I also took away with. I saw you recently in Vegas. And, you know, when you're talking about.
Are you going to kiss and tell?
Yeah, I am. That, you know, the thing about you that I think is just so wonderful is that everywhere you go, you affect people in such an amazing way. In fact, I was able to get you in touch with a few people that I had met in Vegas because you were looking for more people to smile, right? So, and what I started hearing back was just what, you know, how wonderful you were, how great it was, those that got to meet you. And then you had to fly out, but you had Ken fly in and then do some more work with some of them. And I thought how appropriate and how wonderful that is, because when you have friends, even if they're new friends, with me, friends are friends. It doesn't matter when I meet them. And you refer them, you want to know that they're going to be in good hands. And you are, between you and Ken and this Smile Movement, it's more than just good hands. It's awesome hands. And that's what I'm kissing and telling, because, oh my gosh, I was so impressed. Because I'm in different meetings. I'm running here and there. I really didn't even know where I was, because I was kind of at the mercy of other people.
Yeah,
and I was
very helpful. We were so thankful to you for what you were doing.
You know, it was my pleasure. And I heard so many wonderful things. So, you know, anytime we can get people to get in touch with you guys and hold those cards and have some amazing experiences, because you guys are real professionals and you make it fun, you know, and you don't always have that kind of an experience when you're having a photo shoot.
Oh, we had so much fun. Actually, I'm going to refer back to that picture of me on the elephant. So I was talking about being the person that was, I'm the spokesperson now for this thing called the Sensuous Romantic. And it's about how to live your life, you know, being aware of your senses. And I originally went to Bangkok to go to the AWA, which is the World Affiliate Conference in Bangkok, for a client. So I can go and meet people for them. So as an international publicist, I often do relationship building for other people who can't always go themselves. And while I was there, my other client said she wanted pictures of me in Bangkok, so that for the Sensuous Romantic website. So she flew Ken out to meet me. So he was actually on a plane more days than he was actually in Bangkok. So by the time he hit the ground and got to me, we were going places. We went to a tiger zoo, an elephant zoo, did things with crocodiles, went to all these amazing places and took pictures, never slept. I mean, it was ridiculously crazy busy. and met people in that country and took pictures of people in Bangkok so we could spread the Keep Smiling movement there as well. So even though we have work jobs that we have to do and attend to, we try to have a lot of fun. So Ken had me pay to do the elephant ride, and he stayed on the ground and took my pictures, which was a lot of fun. And then we were able to start to build a Bangkok book that hopefully we'll be able to go back and finish in the future. And do that, because we were there really more for the sensuous romantic and didn't get as many pictures as we would have liked in Bangkok of the people that are leaders and movers and shakers. By the way, let me add to this too. All right, okay. So Keep Smiling movement, the whole idea of a smile is a universal language of love and acceptance. So right. When somebody's looked at, when they're smiled at, they feel so loved and they feel so good. Remember back to I said I cared about my aunt who would do that when she smiled, and it just broke my heart. And what I learned to love is that imperfect smiles are almost even more beautiful sometimes, and that you don't have to be a mover or shaker or an influencer. In fact, one of my favorite pictures of all of a smile is actually a black and white that Ken did. Eventually, I'd like to do a gallery show for him and showcase the smile pictures. And the one of this gentleman, he's not holding a Keep Smiling card, but his smile is beautiful. And you know what's funny? It's beautiful. And the man is miskept and missing some of his teeth and, not shaven. And he's beautiful.
Because I love it. I love that, because right there, that epitomizes you, the movement, Ken, the whole deal. Because you know what? It's true. It doesn't matter that you're all made up. It doesn't matter that you're perfect. It matters what comes from within is shown through your eyes and through that smile. Because, I've been talking to a lot of people about smiles lately. It's really interesting because you know that you cannot have that down feeling. You cannot have that down energy when you're smiling. It's a very difficult place for both to be coexisting.
Right. Yeah. You're sympathetic and parasympathetic. You can't be depressed and happy at the same time. I mean, you're one or the other. So it's a way to be. And even if you are unhappy, even if you fake smile, you actually do feel better.
Exactly. That's exactly what we've been talking about, because because of course I've got the buddies movement, and some days are really tough in that world. When they're affected by cancer, every day I'm talking to people that have just been diagnosed, or they're going and testing, or they're maybe retesting, or they're worried about retesting, or there's so many different things, and of course I want to be empathetic and listen and be there for them, and then remind them to find that joy in every day, to find a reason to smile, to find a reason to laugh, because the body is going to do so much better, and the healing will take place, and the attitude and the mindset and the energy going into a good place will happen. And so that's one of the reasons also that I am just such a big fan of the smile movement. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, along with your buddies movement, I mean, so some of the things that Ken's done is he did a Bald and Beautiful fashion show, and a lot of the, almost everyone in the fashion show was bald, both men and women. And while some of the men were bald from genetics, a lot of them were for alopecia. Is that how you pronounce it?
Right. Yeah.
Or cancer or cancer treatments or whatever. And yet to have had that book done. So, we're constantly looking. So by the way, all right, so now there's 18 books published, and there's more coming out. So there's so much more to this story that people don't know. And of course I'm filtering in some of the things that I do as well, because I just naturally do.
Yeah, and I'm fascinated with you. So of course I want to hear about those things.
Well, so like you mentioned the cancer thing. So one of the things that's really important to me is my mother-in-law died from complications of breast cancer after she had breast cancer, had a 30-year remission, and then had it again, and was dying of cancer for years. And then my best friend had cancer and now is I think she's a 10-year survivor now. And then my mom is a breast cancer a survivor a second time. And then my grandmother had breast cancer. And what's really funny is all of these breast cancers started or came out when I had a lump. Now, interesting enough, my lump ended up being a fatty tumor, so it was like nothing. In fact, the doctor held up, they, did the surgery right in front of me, and he holds up this gross yellow thing, which is fat, that's got dripping, icky, and goes, "Look, it's just a fatty tumor. It's nothing." And I'm like, "Hey, I feel so much better about myself." And then after that, my mom said, because you kept talking about that, I had a lump and I wondered, and da, da, da. And so she did something about it. And so breast cancer really affects me. And then now I've met so many people who have, multiple kinds of cancer. But with my dating and relationship business, because I really focused on relationships and sexuality with that, which some people are like confused because like, what does Keep Smiling have to do with that? Well, directly, nothing, but indirectly, how somebody is in their relationship, if they're sick, if they don't feel love, if they can't have intimacy, if they don't feel connected within their relationship. There's other complications that come from being on chemo or losing a breast or something like that. They feel like their self-worth, their body's not good enough for their partner. There's a lot of things that come with that make people not smile. And right. Having that ability, having 30 years of doing that practice with helping people figure out how to find and achieve happiness and to overcome challenges that affect their ability to be intimate, even if it's just verbally intimate with their partner, to have a better relationship, is a huge problem. And part of the Keep Smiling movement is when we're able to create a legacy for people so that they're remembered and that they're able to reflect how resilient they are and can be. It allows them to really get to a point where they have like this, they feel cathartic, and so how they react. And then they feel altruistic too, that they want to help other people and they want them to feel better and they feel a sense of belonging. So like your buddy's mission does all of those things, that hits all these existential factors. Can you tell I have a degree in psychology? Combine all these things to help people feel connected and united and to feel loved and important. And the Keep Smiling book, at the core, that's what it's about, is creating community and creating attachment. And the more that we have gone on and on with this Keep Smiling book, the more that, Ken was like thinking, gosh, we should do this by different locations, geographical locations. So he did one for Charm City, which is near him, DC, Baltimore area. He did the DMV, which is another area that, that I forget. I think it's DC.
It's not like the motor part. It's not the motor.
No, not that one. It's
actual location.
It's a free territory area of community. So it's Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And it's where those like tri-areas come together.
Oh, okay.
So that's really
I have to just let you know what I saw in my face. Or my thought there. I thought DMV. Okay, what is it? You have the lines, and then you find the person that will have the smile card. I think, that would be hilarious. Actually.
Oh, if I could have only held my smile card up in my last driver's license. I'll ask next time I have another one made. I'll have to have another one with the new regulations for flying all the time. Yeah, so that's hysterical that you said that. I'm sure if I say that to Ken, he will find a way.
Okay, just tag camera.
Yeah, we will tag you. We will have yours done that way. Well, and then, all right. So then we started thinking geographically. So we're doing a Reno book. We're doing a Vegas book. We're doing a San Diego book, a Philadelphia book, an Atlanta book. I mean, we're doing a book in every city. Now, those books, to me, they create community within a city. So imagine somebody either moves to Vegas or is going to Vegas or is doing business or changed their business. And they look and see and they think, who are the movers and shakers in this city? Who are the people that I connect to? And then they get this book that's Keep Smiling, Shift Happens, Las Vegas edition. And then they look through it. Hey, David Jones. Hi, Brandon. And they see this book and they think, oh my gosh, these are the people in Vegas I need to connect to. I need to know AJ Poyden. I need to know,
yes.
Michelle. I need to know Judy Moriano. I need to know Amy Kardashian, not Kardashian, different people that are amazing.
Matt Marcus and all of the other ones. Yeah, got it.
Matt with Big Fish Vegas.
Yeah, Matt Hancock and Marcus Mason with Big Fish. Yes.
And, they have a limo service as well. And all these amazing. Ooh, I hear myself echoing. And Richard Nongard, a friend of mine, Kiti Awado, he is a celebrity chef. He does raw vegan food, is amazing. Just all these wonderful, wonderful people.
So the whole idea here is that, okay, so you move to Vegas and you pick up a Smile book do you guys have those digital? And so that they can
we have them digital, and we have print copies, both in black and white and color.
Cool. Okay.
So the color ones are more fun and more beautiful. In fact, I don't even think I have a black and white one here to show anybody because I prefer the color. The color ones are a little more of an investment, but it's for a sole purpose. So remember, this is a nonprofit. These all these trips, all our flights, Ken and I either piggyback on business flights that we're going on, or we pay out of pocket. Actually, the last 2 times that Ken and I were in Vegas, it was totally out of pocket and totally Keep Smiling. So we've had some events like that where that's totally what we're doing. And Ken pays for all these books to be published out of his own pocket. So it's a huge feat. They're not cheap. Obviously they're an odd size. 6x6 is not your cheapest size for picking, but they are, they're this size for a particular reason. They fit in your hand well. They're easy to look through. They're simple. They're easy. And when we started, asking people what they wanted, this is the book size that fit what people were interested in. And as we get more sponsors and people who are willing to sponsor pages in the back or to be a co-sponsor of the book. So when they're a co-author, so I'll show one here. This one was done with Ken Courtright. And Ken Courtright, he owns a business and the Income Store. And they would have periodically some conferences called Digital Footprint. And they talk about your digital footprint. And in that book, we actually, for them, did a book specifically for their event. So we made it like a fun memory book, for us to play, almost like what you would have from, like your college days or an alumni book. And there's crazy, funny pictures in this. Now, this book, I actually show this book so much that I actually broke the book. So
it's your favorite book, huh? I had a few loved books like that, too.
Yeah, so I totally broke the binding on it because I'm always pulling it out and showing people pictures, and I usually have the pictures bookmarked, and because I had it all apart, I don't have the bookmarks in it, but I want to show you one of the pictures in it that's so funny that makes me laugh. Okay, here, actually, I'll just pull the page out since I told you I already had the book apart. So look at this here.
Oh my gosh.
Greg Reed is shaving my armpit. He was a speaker at the event.
Oh my gosh.
There was a gentleman there who had a certain kind of razor that he was there looking for people to, collaborate with to figure out how they could do business and so forth. And he, offered this opportunity to give me a razor. And by the way, if he's listening to this or you guys know who it is, please get in connection with me. I am doing stuff with some amazing people. I do sponsorship for some pretty big people, for some ex-NFL players. Like I said, some people might be going on Shark Tank later. Just these amazing, amazing things, working with military special forces. So Razor or whatever you have may want to be involved. Now look at this one. We were showcasing Helix Vineyard. And so here's the guy. We had a dorky picture of him drinking the wine. We had so much fun.
It's never a dull moment. Here it's for a nonprofit, and
Ken and this lovely girl making stupid faces. And then we love photo bombing. So photo bombing was part of it. Like, this guy has no idea that this guy's behind him going blah like that. And we just had a lot of fun at the event. And then the people who got a copy of this book were just in love. And the fun thing was, is they weren't just in love with the Keep Smiling movement. They were in love with the hosts that put on the event. So when we have a host who wants to co-partner with us to create a book, and then we get other sponsors to help us fund the whole process, they do multiple things. So first of all, we get books in people's hands. So people who want to co-author and help fund, then we can, let's say you have 100 people at your event, 100 people can theoretically get a book of this in their hands. That we can have mailed out to them, or they get the next time they're coming to the next event, or however we want to play that out. And then they always have access to a digital book. They get their pictures up on Facebook. We often put like QR codes so you can learn more about them. Oh, I do have a black and white one. This black and white one, here's a friend of ours, Davin Michaels. He owns 123. This is in Vegas. Here's his QR code. So if you learn more about his business, you just snap on that. I forgot I had this one. This book also has all the cards in it from other languages, so that we can cover.
That's a great idea. And so instead of having just a little blurb, so many words, you know, how do you always cut and paste and down, down, down? So how do you tell a story? You just have the code. They can scan it, or how, and then they can go and get the whole story. They can get everything.
They can get the story. They can go to their website. They can find out about their products. Because remember, no matter where you are or how you're looking at these books, these are your movers and shakers and influencers, our marketers and authors. We have books from different genres for different things, but we also want to do books for people that aren't necessarily movers and shakers. We want to be able to publish those books of just the human, beautiful smiles in one city or another. The people that are everyday, beautiful people who are very valuable and very important, who may not be your biggest influencer, but equally have an importance and value in the world. And
Absolutely.
we want,
that's what I like about the two of you and this whole process. And that's what I really want to highlight right now, is that, you know, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant concept. It's so unique. I love the smile card. In fact, the very first smile card I ever saw.
That's Jennifer Baker.
Yes.
That's how we met, was at her event in Reno. So I did sponsorship for her and did some backup photography for Ken. And so that's where we met there. So by the way, Ken Rochon, the pictures and stuff that you want to see, thekeepsmilingmovement.com is the Keep Smiling Movement site. And then Ken's Facebook page and his website is The Umbrella Syndicate. The Umbrella Syndicate.
And I want to just have a shout out for the fact that right after the event in Reno, you came up to me and you were like, okay, what are you doing on Monday? Will you be able to be on a radio show? And you made that happen like in 2 seconds. And that was such a great event, a great little show that I was on. And we had, it was about cancer, nonprofits that were affecting and supporting people that had cancer. And it really meant the world to me. And that's Amplified, right? The Amplified.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. It's called Amplified with Ken Rochon. I'm the, what am I? I am, I can't.
You were on there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the co-host and I'm the executive producer of it. So
yeah, in fact, I've got something here.
Oh yeah, perfect. I was just going to pull that up. So you can see on the Facebook page, this was the last one that we did. So this is the last.
Yeah, this is the one I pulled, the one that I was on. I hope you don't mind.
I was going to pull that one up. You just beat me to it, which is better because now we can see it. And I had an opening that came open, and I wanted so bad to make sure that you were able to be on it, because you had empowered me from your story and what was going on. And so we got you on that program. I already knew I was going to have Danny on and was going to see him. So, and Danny is a brain cancer survivor. I believe it's 10 times, and he has a nonprofit as well. And,
Yes.
we wanted to honor you guys. And so we had that. And that's by the way, a way much better picture of Ken. I always tease him that I don't mind the one with the mustache, but he doesn't really look like that anymore. But I always tease him that this one looks like Mr. Clean. And I said, you're way too handsome for that picture.
He really is.
It shows my personality.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When you have an opportunity to visit with that man, well, the two of you together, it's just, you guys really complement each other. But he is just such a gentle and loving soul. And you talk about a smile. He just is always, the two of you. And I mean, you guys exemplify what it is that you do, because every time you're anywhere, that's what you see are those smiles. And that's what really that warms everybody's heart. And then that's gonna be the domino effect, and people are gonna want to hold those smile cards, because I remember seeing the first smile cards, and I didn't get one the very first time because it didn't work out, and it was one of my very first summits that I ever went to. And so, I'm kind of still a duck out of water and everything. But I was just watching that whole thing. In fact, I think that's where Jennifer Baker was, actually, because that's where I met her. It was at Dave Van Hoos's Speaking Empire down in Orange County. Yeah.
Happened, but didn't get a chance to participate or come up or talk or whatever when maybe Ken.
No. I was still kind of, I was just a little bit hanging back, but Jennifer, actually, she was the one that kind of brought me around. Anyway, back to you.
Sneeze.
Okay, we're gonna let you sneeze.
I'm back. Okay. I swear I'm gonna sneeze.
A couple more pictures real quick, because you're just too much fun. And then I am going to actually, let's see, I'm going to have you tell one more story, and then I'll let you, since I know it's late, it's a little later than normal for us to go live, but I wanted so desperately to get you on, and you're a busy woman, and you've got a lot going on, and so thank you.
I had another radio show prepared today. I had a couple clients. I had other things I was going. So today was crazy. And then, because I would love to share with you the redcarpetconnection.com.
Yes, I would love to hear about that. Yes.
Sure. So the Red Carpet Connection came about because I was doing the dating and relationship business, and was very successful. Was on 2020 and Time Magazine, and did all this awesome stuff. Was on all the television channels and shared the stage with like Anthony Hopkins and George Costanza, and Joe Theismann, and like all these really, really cool people. Oh, thank you. I'm talking. And it was just a really amazing career. Things were going really, really well. And I wanted to do even more with publicity. And people were laughing and making fun of me. They're like, Andrea, you have been on 2020 yourself. You're from Findlay, Ohio, a town of 47,000 people. And you didn't even have to do anything crazy like murder somebody or have, a sex tape or something. You just did it because you're a good person, and you were talking about how you were helping people who have a certain illness and stuff. And so people started asking me to help them with their publicity. So I started doing that. And then a friend suggested I call it the Red Carpet Connection, and did so.
That is such a good name.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. I love it. And so Red became responsible for an acronym, relevance, enthusiasm, and delivery. When you have all three, you hit your target market every time. So
I love it.
That was important to me.
That's good. I didn't realize that. And that's why you're wearing red all the time, huh?
That's correct. In fact, tonight I was prepping for a television or a radio show, which is also streamed on 9 different platforms. For tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Mind Body Show with Brian Kelly. And I found a picture of us from 6 years ago, and I'm wearing a red dress then. And I did wear red dresses initially only when I traveled. But then about 4 years ago, I went with full red all the time. So it's very rare for somebody to see me without red on. I mean, it's extremely rare. Like I would say maybe 6 times a year do I not have red on. And it's usually because I'm like doing something and I don't have a red t-shirt or something. Like we live on a farm and maybe I'm doing something, I don't want to get dirty or whatever, or we're painting.
Right.
So I might have something odd on that's not mine, but something's red, usually my tennis shoes or my bra or something's red. And so that's kind of funny, but the publicity business has gone really well. I'm international now, and that which is helping the nonprofit, because one of our goals is to go to the Taj Mahal this year in India and feature people in India, both the people of India and some movers and shakers and influencers as well in that beautiful country and in the city. So we're looking all the time to collaborate with people on how we might be able to do that. By the way, the books also can be fundraisers for organizations and groups.
Really?
So for people who would actually like to maybe do a sponsor of one, and then you can, people could actually be offered an opportunity to be in these for a fee per person, and then the books can be created that way as well. It allows either the nonprofit or profit. We allow both because profit sometimes needs money too. Startups need money,
right,
and they believe in the mission. We don't want to limit them to the fact that they're trying to do something good for their community or for an organization or something. And then we also do other ones that are like fundraisers for, like I want to do a book for children who have cancer that are terminal. Those kids are going to pass. And what a great legacy for those children, if their parents approve it, of course, for them to be chronicled in a book so that they're not forgotten.
Right. Right.
I mean, to me, that just means the world. And then if we're able to enter the books into the Library of Congress and all of that, they exist and they're remembered and their books, and that becomes a piece of the world, and that legacy is able to live on. And so those are kinds of different things that mean a lot to us that we want to be able to do. And we've even talked about doing things like for animals. I met people who love their pets, and so Ken and I have both taken pictures of dogs with Keep Smiling cards, and elephants and all kinds of animals. So we're not limited to anything. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So, and then by the way, the funds again go towards creating the books. They go towards collaborating with other agencies. And then it's even more than just us going somewhere to create a book. If we're collaborating and bringing in funds, it allows us an opportunity to figure out what other needs need to be served there so we can generate awareness and advocacy, but also maybe be able to do some collaboration where we can bring attention to get funding for other projects. So like I really want to team up with, we've already been in discussions, or at least I have been, with a woman who has a connection with a cranial facial disfigurement. I want them to know that their imperfect face is beautiful.
Absolutely, yes.
Cleft palate disfiguration. Yes. I want to show pictures of the children before and after, and I want them to know that they were beautiful before, and now they're healthy after.
Right.
It's not that they're beautiful after. It's now that you can swallow and you can breathe and you can nurse on a bottle correctly.
Right.
That's
exactly. Okay. Now I want to bring it full circle. Barry, who started this movement, and he's still involved. What is his involvement besides like being a cheerleader? Is there anything else that he now?
He speaks on it. So I also help him a little bit with publicity. He got an opportunity to be interviewed for Glamour magazine at an event a couple months ago. He also has a company called D-Light. Wait, I can't spell in my head. D-L-Y-T-E. I can't spell in my head. dlight.com. And it's a site where you can buy things like your airline tickets and your Uber tickets and your food, grocery store, just anything that you would buy, Target, I don't know what else. I mean, 80 million things that you can go ahead and get a gift certificate for. It's stuff you're going to buy anyways, but you get a kickback, and you can either choose to keep that money as a kickback for yourself, or you can donate the kickback towards a charity of your choice.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
And any charity can sign up and be a part of that. So he runs the night. And that's how, I mean, part of it is how he makes his living, but another huge part of it is the donations that go to the charities. And then he also passes out Keep Smiling cards, and his, you can invest in getting stacks of Keep Smiling cards. The cards are printed for free. You only have to pay for them to be shipped to you. And that's only because it became too expensive, because we weren't having enough people volunteer sponsorship money or whatever. And we'd love to correct that. And Barry's goal, which Ken and I support, is to pass out 10 million cards by 2020.
Okay, so there you go. So the goal is to have 20 million, right? 20 million smile cards passed out by the year 2020. And if someone has a smile card and they want to take a selfie with it, is there anything like that? Or is it always a professional photo?
Well, for the books, we do the professional photos with them. However, we want people to start doing that. That's one of the things that we've been talking about. So thank you so much for saying that. The Keep Smiling Movement website eventually will feature them, as well as we have a Facebook page, Keep Smiling Movement. And Keep Smiling Movement on Facebook page, we would love for people to like that, to post selfies, to do goofy things with the cards. I mean, it's funny. We give these cards to people, and they, do everything from, this, and walk around with them on, whatever they can do. Whatever. So, do all these crazy things, or put them in their mouth weird. We've had people be super seductive, like, whatever. If you want to lick the card, put it on your forehead. I don't care. Be fun with it, and picture with your dog, put them up. We're going to put them out on Facebook and do fun things with them. And who knows, maybe at some point we'll do some kind of, fun collective book with those as well too. We're not limited to anything.
Okay.
And to be perfectly honest, our call to action is we're looking for additional ambassadors, people who want to help pass out the cards, people who are professional photographers who'd like to help take pictures, people who'd like to coordinate doing a Keep Smiling book in their city, any city of any size. And it doesn't have to be of the influencers. It can be of anybody or anything. We want to work with organizations. I mean, we are not limited. We can go all over the world and do whatever we want. And Barry loves what we're doing, and he encourages us and really just tells Ken and I, go for it and make it happen. And so obviously you can hear, Ken and I are complete volunteers for this, and it's not even ours. I mean,
right. I love it. Okay. See, okay. Now this brings it full circle. Why it is that I wanted to highlight you as a service hero for day number 84 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service, because you are such a smile ambassador. You have found a way to take a goal that you had from a childhood memory and have that blossom into something so spectacular that now you are on a worldwide mission to help make a vision happen of 20 million smile cards being in someone's hand, translating into having that person remember that smiling and the energy behind it can make their day better, their life, and a much better energy and flow going in, and possibly even change the direction, and reminding them daily that maybe they don't want to go that other route anymore. They want to go the smile route. I think that is amazing.
Every day they are loved and accepted. Every day.
Every day. So there we go. As as it's always so hard to let my friends go when I'm having such a great time, and yet you're 3 hours ahead of me, so you're being a really stellar.
Oh, it's only 11:50.
It's only, we haven't hit the strike. We haven't hit the midnight moment yet.
Well, I won't turn into a pumpkin. We're good.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you for what you do. And thank you for, I mean, to be pulling money out of your own pocket to go out there and to make the world a better place. That says a lot. And you deserve to be called a service hero. I want to just say thank you for what you do. And I want to encourage people, you put some good challenges out there, and I want people to really listen to her challenges. And what I heard, number one, let's help make that happen. Let's help get those smile cards in other people's hands. Number two, let's help books happen. That is great. They're a great avenue. And for nonprofits, oh my gosh, can we talk? I am extremely interested. Absolutely.
I'd love for us to do a buddies book. I was interested in that immediately.
Yeah, I am all there. I think that it's a great idea. And then other photographers, other people that can help with getting the vision, and let's get it moving like this. Get some volunteers that will join with Andrea and Ken and see Barry's vision, and let's make it happen. Let's make it happen that they can go back to Bangkok, right? Or Thailand?
Yeah. That we want to finish the book for Bangkok. We want to go to India. Ken's actually 102 countries, and his knowledge of language and his travel makes it easier for us when we're traveling somewhere for us to communicate with people. And really, the number one thing is if we just smile, the way they respond to us is amazing. So,
well, yeah, your guys' smiles between the two of you. So let's, the call of action, let's people, if you're hearing this and you want to make it happen, just think of how the world is going to be a much better place. And I know that that's why Andrea is doing it. That's my vision for changing things, with making sure that no one faces cancer alone. I mean, and to do it with a smile. Hey, that's a magic potion there. So let's make this happen. How can they get a hold of you? We're going to put some contact information in, but if you want to say how to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
So the best way to reach me is probably through the website, www.thekeepsmilingmovement.com, or through www.theredcarpetconnection.com. And people are more than welcome to reach me on Facebook. I'm Andrea Adams Miller, or on LinkedIn. And I'll give you guys my phone number. It's 419-722-6931. 419-722-6931. You can text. Texting me or calling me is fine. Don't leave a voice message unless there's no other way for you to communicate, because I get so many calls a day that it's overwhelming for voicemail. But a text is really great as well if you would like to communicate. And if you also have other radio shows or have other newspaper articles or other media outlets, or you're a blogger and would love to just comment or make a shout out about this, either Ken or I, or both Ken and I, would love to be on to help with that. And, anything that we can do, because, all of our businesses are all about really coming together to create more collaboration so that everybody can be attended to. And remember, it's not just of feeling loved and accepted, but creating actual tangible opportunities to dig wells and have surgeries and do all kinds of oh, Doreen's listening. Keep it alive, smile abroad. I love Doreen. And
I do too. Yes,
gosh, horrible. And so we have such a great opportunity for all of this. And before we go, I'm going to sing to you. So let me know when I'm not allowed to talk anymore and I'm singing.
Okay. Well, then, why don't we, I'm going to let you sing, and then we're gonna say goodbye. And but for right now, let's hear that beautiful voice of yours.
All right. So I've been up like 20 hours, so we'll see how I do. So I'll sing the same song I sang when I was at with the women at the thing. So it's actually from a play, but I'll change it at the end. So suddenly things will never be the same. Your heart will take wing and you'll learn how to fly 'cause someone just smiled at you. At you.
Oh, I don't need to say much more than that, except for thank you.
This movement means a lot to us.
You know, it means a lot to me too. That's why I wanted you on. Thank you for staying up with me late, and you know, I love you, love the movement. Let's make this happen, guys. 20 million, we can do it.
And I'm not even going to bed. I have to pack and get ready. I have to be drive to the airport and get on a plane to go back to Vegas. I have more pictures to take and an event to do. So
in Vegas, woohoo!
Yeah, so I'll be back. So if you're watching this and you're in Vegas this weekend, text me so I can get your picture for the Las Vegas edition.
Yeah, you know, in fact, I'll look up any of the people that I know that possibly I didn't put together. Okay, so all right. Well, you take care, my friend. Be safe, and we'll see you again. And I will see everybody else tomorrow. Bye.
Love you, Tamara Hunter. Bye.
Bye.